So, Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power, Season 2. This is a picture from that, and we have his character here, over there on the left. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to think of who this character is. Ready? Okay. Okay. Did you take a guess? Did you say something that looked like common sense? Said, "Oh, hey, that's Radagast the Brown." I mean, he's got the hat, he's got the brown robe. I mean, it's Radagast the Brown, and like, look at where he's living. It's Radagast, right? No, that's Tom Bombadil. That's Tom Bombadil. And for people who don't like, who the hell's Tom Bombadil? He was in the books. Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin meet him. He lives in the forest with his wife, and he's a jolly guy. He likes to dance and sing and play pranks, and he's I mean, he's old. Basically said to be there from the first raindrop and the first acorn. So possibly before the Valar kind of spread out all over and started to like order things on the planet. You had Ero Luvatar, kind of, who is the creator, the god of that world. And then you have the Valar, which are kind of like the ones who go out and sing his praises and kind of order things. But Tom was apparently around before everything. Um, some people think he is Eru Ilúvatar in like some kind of humanesque kind of avatar. Um, but he puts on the ring when Frodo is there. Frodo and company stay for like 2 days, 3 days. Frodo has the ring on, and he can, he sees how evil it is and how much strain it's causing him. This dude freaking puts on the ring. Nothing happens to the guy. He takes it off. He flips it up into the air, and it disappears, and it magically right back in his hand. Um, so this is so here is Tom Bombadil from the card game. He looks like Tom. Um, Here's Tom as he was pretty much described in the book. And here's the actual description. Old Tom was a merry fellow. Bright blue his jacket was, and his boots were yellow. Green with his girdle, and his breeches were of leather. He wore in his tall hat a swan wing feather, which you could see in the artist, the actual. You could see the long feather. He lived up under a hill where the withy windle ran from a grassy well down into the dingle. And again, you can see that here. Got the boots. He's got the hat with the feather, and he's just a jolly guy. He just hangs out in nature. He's got his little hut, him and his wife, and when the hobbits come along, he kind of takes them in. And he warns Frodo, "Hey, don't put that ring on." I mean, they're all stunned. This dude puts the ring on, nothing happens. Again, he puts it on, nothing. No Sauron, Dark Lord whisperings, no nothing. Just nothing happens. But he obviously can sense that there is an evil. So while it doesn't do anything to him, because mainly he's a free spirit. He doesn't have desire to control things and rule, and he's just a free spirit. But he tells Frodo, he's like, "Hey, don't use that. Don't put it on. Just don't. Bad things will happen." Um, oh boy, it's Tom Bombadil, and jolly old Tom Bombadil is he. So there's the trading card game version of him. There's his wife. You can see he's just a very funny fellow. He likes having fun. He likes being alive, even though he's immortal. You would think after being around since the beginning that this man would be bored, but apparently not. Um, got the hobbits showing up, and he helps them out. Same thing. You see him with the rendition of his hat. There he is with the ring. that Tom Bombadil in the game or something? Even that, I mean, that's still true to what Tom is. I mean, I prefer the actual full mustache beard. You know, it definitely makes him look older and wiser and like he's been around. Um, Tom and Goldberry. Goldberry, his wife's name. But you can see all these. These are very true to what Tom looks like. What the fuck is this shit? What the fuck is this shit? Tom Bombadil, that character people have been waiting because he wasn't in the movies. Even though he was in the books, he wasn't in the movies. We've been waiting. We wanted to see him, and we finally get a chance to see Tom Bombadil. And they pull some like fucking young Radagast the Brown looking ass over here, and oh yeah, this is a Charlie again, because you look around, it's like, didn't Radagast live in a place like this? You see the hat, you see the the robe he's wearing. It's like, it's Radagast. That's Radagast. Nope. Tom Bombadil. Tom Bombadil. Old jolly Tom Bombadil. Because who could look at this and not understand that's Tom? Who, like, I mean, it's like literally like one for one. They look exactly alike, See, Amazon, this is why people don't believe in you. This isn't Lord of the Rings. This is like Lord of the Rings, a fan fiction. This is Lord of the Rings if, time was able to be rewritten. You're not telling the events of, the Second Age. You're just doing whatever the fuck you want. I mean, Galadriel, look no further than Galadriel. Galadriel was never a warrior. She was never a warrior. She was magic. She was magically proficient. And then you turn her into a sword-wielding warrior. She wasn't. Taking down 4 or 5 Numenorians, and of course Galadriel is so strong, powerful, brave woman. She's able to take them all down. Give me a fucking break. Give me a break. And then we have a character as simple as Tom Bombadil. Just a hat. Old Tom Bombadil was a merry fellow. How do you take that and make this out of it? How the fuck do you mess up that badly? Now, it's just one picture. How much you want to bet that he's going to be Mr. Doom and Gloom? Mr. Doom and Gloom, Mr. Melancholy, Mr. Oh, there's dark times ahead of us. How much you want to bet? And for the people who are like, oh, so First and Second Ages, this Rings of Power happens in the Second Age. Tom eventually left where he had come from and arrived in Middle Earth, which he wandered through and explored, having witnessed the emergence of the forests and the rain. While his role and nature in the First and Second Ages are unknown, there would be no one around to are unknown. He may have witnessed most major events and battles. He also witnessed the reducing of the great forest that covered Middle Earth, and perhaps of his powers. The levels of his interactions with the outside world are also unclear. And this is the First and Second Age. We know that he was meeting people because, again, in Lord of the Rings, Frodo, Sam, Merry, and Pippin all hang out with this guy for like 2-3 days. So, unclear, however, perhaps became a folkloric figure in the traditions of legends of elves, dwarves, and men. By the end of the Wanderings, and he just blah blah blah. Third Age, Sam and Frodo with Tom. Again, this isn't Lord of the Rings. This is Lord of the Rings, a fan fiction. They're like, oh yeah, we're telling the events and story of the Second Age. Are you sure? Are you sure about that? Because Galadriel wasn't a fucking a manly warrior, and Tom Bombadil wasn't around. And even if he was watching from afar. What? How do you mess up Tom Bombadil? A merry fellow. Tell me, does that look merry? He doesn't dress or look like Tom Bombadil, someone who looks like they're merry and just a free spirit. He looks like young Radagast, you know, with the freaking cloak, you know, the robe right there and the hat and the. That's why I asked you in the beginning, because I guarantee you, most people looked at that and they're like, "That's Radagast. That's young Radagast." I mean, isn't Gandalf in the show at some point? I mean, they have fucking got the fucking Nazgul apparently. So I mean, you look at that, it's like, oh, that looks like Radagast, like a young Radagast. Nope, Tom fucking Bombadil. They couldn't even take a character that barely shows up and is only really mentioned in Lord of the Rings, because you know he actually interacts with, you know, Sam, Frodo, Merry, and Pippin, and they're gonna turn him to Mr. Doom and Gloom, you know, dark storms on the horizon kind of bullshit. To quote a great man, what were they thinking? Anyway, that's gonna do for me. Let me know what you think of Tom Bombadil. Um, I, the dude, the ring did nothing. It did nothing. He flipped it up into the air, disappeared, came back into his hand. It didn't just go and then fall down. No, went up to the air, disappeared, and bloop, right back in his hand. But now we have freaking young Radagast, a brown looking ass over here. And this is why people have no faith in this crap, because you don't care about the story and the source material. You said you're telling the story of the Second Age. This is not the story of the Second Age. Galadriel was never a warrior. Sauron, that form, that human form that he's going around in. Tom Bombadil is not Tom Bombadil. It's just. Anyway, that's it for me. You guys know the drill. I'll see you guys later. Bye, guys.